Well, I forget. It's some museum.
That's cool.
Well, hello, everybody. You are watching The Main Viewer live. We are going to be talking about all kinds of crazy stuff today. Well, like what? I'll tell you. We're going to be talking about surprise special guest stars that are most likely to appear in Picard Season 3. That's from The Next Generation. Will it be Nurse Ogawa? Will it be Barclay? Will it be Jellicoe or the barber guy, Mott? Was he Mott or Mart? Like, I think it's Mott. M-O-T, right?
Mott. M-O-T.
Because you can never tell when Picard says Mr. Mott. It might be Mart just with his accent, but you're right. It's spelled M-O-T. All right. We're also going to be talking about there's a little bit of Deep Space Nine mysteries that were explained in Strange New Worlds. There's some potential canon changes in Strange New Worlds. People are like, what are you talking about canon changes? Well, we'll see.
Or expansions.
Love it.
Depending on how you look
Well
at it.
We're also going to be talking about Discovery Season 5 crossovers. Boy, that's interesting. IDW, 15 years of comics. Man, we are going to talk about so much stuff. You guys are just going to be, I guess, happy, right? So we have a very special guest today. We have John Orquiola of Screen Rant.
Hi, everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here.
This guy writes all kinds of really cool articles that you read from Screen Rant. And you will now, after this, you will see his name everywhere. You'll be like, oh, he wrote that. He wrote that. He wrote that. Yep. We also have Dr. Mohammed Noor here, who is an occasional Star Trek science advisor. He's also starting a new job on July 1st. Can you please tell us what it is?
Sure. Well, first, thank you for having me on the main viewer as always. And my title, effective July 1st, is Interim Dean of Trinity College of Arts and Sciences at Duke University.
That is so awesome.
It's crazy.
Congrats.
You need like 3 business cards to fit all that.
Right?
That is so awesome.
You also know Ensign Giggler from The Seventh Rule, from Virtual Trek Con. You know her from Falling Tower and also her website, walkingartmadebymelissa.com. Her name is Melissa Longo, actually.
It is Melissa Longo, and that is Captain Giggler to you. Thank you very much.
Admiral.
My name is Ryan T. Husk, a.k.a. Rear Admiral Jiggler.
Ooh. Not gonna ask.
Wow.
Anyway, we're off to a great start here, everybody. So let's say hello to everybody in the live chat. Wayner is here. Wardogheim, hello. Linda Anderegg, Scott Jensen the 13th, who is he's a sound master extraordinaire. Melissa Longo's in the chat. That's weird. Melissa O or Melissa O. Also, John D. Brewer is here. What's up? David Gregory, hello. Cerulean Blue, what's up? Anne Marie is there. She might be coming. She's supposed to be here. So maybe she'll be doing double duty, or maybe she'll just be sticking around in the live chat. But we call her the walking exclamation point. So every single comment she makes in the live chat, you guys make sure there are multiple exclamation points. So far,
there's 2.
Yeah, so far so good. All right. Anyway, actually, John, before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about what you do with Screen Rant and how long you've been there?
Yeah, sure. I've been with Screen Rant since January 2017, so it's probably 5.5 years now. Yeah, when I started at Screen Rant, actually, we had very little Star Trek content. The most recent film that had come out was Star Trek Beyond, but after that, we didn't really have anything in terms of features. So when Discovery launched in the fall of 2017, I kind of nudged our editor to help us to let us cover Discovery, and then we formed a little team. And then over the years, gradually, most of our writers kind of moved on to other things, and I just kind of took on Star Trek for myself. Yeah, I write the bulk of our feature content for Star Trek for Screen Rant. I also now have branched out, and I get to interview the cast members whenever a show launches.
Awesome.
It was really great.
So obligatory question: what is your favorite Star Trek?
Yes,
Deep Space Nine.
Oh, you
Yes.
said that very quickly.
Yeah.
No
There's
uncertainty there at all.
no doubt.
Not biased.
Although I will say right now, Strange New World is making a very, very
Oh
strong
my
case for number
gosh.
2.
Wow, already.
Yes. Agreed.
It's
That
crazy
show is
how-
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your
It's
favorite
crazy
among
how
them?
like 2 episodes in, people were already starting to say it's one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
And now some people are saying it's like number 1. I'm like, how do you know so fast? And they're like, when you know, you know.
When you know, you know. Sorry, Muhammad, what was your question? I think you
Well, I
asked.
started
You
to
asked
ask, but I
something.
realized you actually just answered. I started to say, what's your favorite among the new ones? But you actually already said Strange New World,
Yeah.
so probably
Yeah.
that's the answer.
That was
Fine.
going to be my second question too.
Let's
I mean, I love
ask
them
you-
all. Honestly, I don't have any issues with all the new Trek. There are some that are better than others for your personal preference, but I think every Star Trek now brings something different and new and exciting and expanding the canon. And I'm very, very pro the new content coming out on Paramount Plus. Not to sound like a shill or anything, but I do really like the shows.
Chill away. So let me ask you this. Okay, since we're doing this, so everybody can figure out if they like you or if they're feeling contentious.
no.
Let's ask them some tough questions. Okay.
Sure.
Who's your favorite character on Enterprise?
An Enterprise, DePaul, I would say.
See how quickly he answers?
I love
this?
you.
I really-
This guy knows his answer.
Yeah.
man.
I really feel like Jolene Blaylock understood Vulcans in a way that really nobody had since Leonard Nimoy. Not to disrespect Tim Russ, who was great, but Jolene Blaylock I feel like she really understood and studied Vulcans and really kind of embodied what that was, or what that race is supposed to be. So yeah, she's definitely my favorite.
Interesting. Okay.
Janeway make the right call on Tuvix.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
I plead the fifth.
All right. Final hardball question, Melissa. Hit him.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Porthos or Spot?
Oh God, Porthos.
That's mean.
I love beagles.
Okay.
I'm a dog person. I love beagles, and I love that dog. That dog.
Oh, he's so cute, and his obsession
He's beautiful.
with cheese.
French. All right. Very nice. John passes with flying colors, as we knew he would. Neil Blumengarten says, love John's graphics in the background. Scott Jensen agrees with you, John. He says, that's true. There is a Star Trek for everyone. War Dog Heim says, I like this John Orquiola's take on Trek, new and old.
Wow, thank you.
This is surprising. Usually our supporters are like, they're just they're angry and they're livid about everything all the time. They're tough. Anyway, I'm just shaking his head.
No.
Okay. Robert Kaiser says, I will feed him.
What does that mean?
That is the line that Worf says about Spot. That's my favorite line when
Yes.
when Data goes, take care of my cat, and he's like, and feed him, and he says, okay, and he's like, and tell him he's a pretty cat, and tell him he, all this stuff, and then Worf holds the cat and goes, I will feed him, and then we all laugh. Okay. Anyway.
We still have the end of the
Ryan's
sense.
a master of Worf impressions, so
I'm glad that was the end of the
prepared
sense. It wasn't, I will
for
feed
many.
him to my targ.
Mona says hello. Hi, Mona. Welcome to the show. We don't recognize your names. Glad to see you. Happy
Hi,
to
Mona.
see you there. One Trek fan says, oh, what did we miss? Okay.
Oh,
Anyway, let's get to the first story of the day, everybody, because everybody's like, yeah, we're glad that everybody gets along so great. What's going on in Star Trek lately?
we need
Well,
that right now.
This first article here is a fun one. You may have seen it. It's from a couple days back, but it's really what all the buzz is about lately with regards to Picard. Analysis. Oh, this is from our buddies at trekmovie.com. Analysis. Star Trek The Next Generation's guest stars most likely to appear in Picard Season 3. And it's got a various group of people. You have Pat Yatusaki as Nurse Ogawa. You've got Okay, let's just stop it right here with Jellicoe. Let's just make it Jellicoe and put everybody else away.
Ryan's
just-
not biased.
Yeah. So let's see. They say their top picks on Trek movie. They say Ro Laren. Man, who didn't love Ro Laren when she came back? You know, like later on, and she was like a lieutenant, and Picard was like, "Oh, you're looking well," or whatever, something like that. You have Lieutenant Commander Shelby, which would be awesome. Brian Dennehy's daughter, Elizabeth Dennehy.
Yeah.
You have Maraste Yale, who
Ooh,
I
that
barely
could be
remember.
interesting.
Sorry,
I
to
barely
say.
remember her too.
Carolyn Seymour plays her. Oh, I guess we could just read the article and find out what she's from.
Yeah, I was like, wasn't she in First Contact?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, was she?
Not
Oh,
Star
the
Trek First
episode
Contact, but the episode
right.
First Contact.
Ah,
Right.
got it.
She was a Malcorian then, right? That's when
Yeah.
Riker was a Malcorian, this guy.
Oh.
That was a great one. That one actually was written by our good friend, Mr. Mark Scott Zickrey.
Oh.
That is the Next Generation episode that he has a writing credit on. And as we know, for Deep Space Nine, he helped write Far Beyond the Stars. So, okay, now we get it.
Tie into
So
Benny
she was-
Russell.
I thought that was BB Newirth in that episode.
BB Newirth is in that episode, but she
Okay.
played a different character. She's
Okay.
the one who seduced Riker. BB Newirth's character.
She's in the TV show Julia now too.
Nice.
Hmm.
Didn't she
Great
also
actress.
do voiceover for like a dog in some animated something?
She's
I feel like she
worked a
did.
lot. She's
Yeah,
everywhere.
she's
Yeah.
super talented.
Yeah.
Okay. Then they also have Dr. Kate Pulaski, Diana Muldaur. That would be hardcore if they brought her back. Captain Jellicoe by Ronnie Cox, of course, who prefers a certain formality on the bridge. Wow, Molly O'Brien, played by Hannah
saw
Hate.
that.
That would
That
be really cool.
would be awesome.
That would be great.
That
Wow.
would be awesome.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Oh, she was so cute. She's so cute.
Let's see, what else do we have? Amanda Rogers, played by Olivia
Young
Dabo.
Q. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with her pink and purple jumper.
I liked her
Thomas
character.
Riker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully he didn't die when Cardassia got.
Well, see,
Beat up.
and there's still room to find out.
That's true. That's true.
And then they say a few more just for fun. Vosh. Everybody remembers Vosh. Moriarty. That would be fun.
Yes.
Moriarty.
Yes.
Simon Tarsus. Oh,
It was
I
funny
remember
they
his
picked
face.
him because he had such a minor role in like one. It was an important episode with the drumhead, but it was still such a minor role. Though he is, I should mention, a Duke University graduate.
Oh.
No wonder you recognized him so quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. And
That's weird.
who else? God, they got a lot of great ones here. Roga Dinar.
Oh my gosh.
This
Oh,
guy.
yeah. This wasn't he in Lower Decks too?
Yeah, and Muhammad goes, oh God.
Yeah.
Robin Leffler's a great
Oh
one.
my
played by
god.
Oh,
Ashley
yeah.
Judd.
Yeah. That would be fun.
But you need Wesley. You need Wesley if she comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have Mott the barber
Yay.
with his bisected
Yes.
face, the Bolian that we love. Alyssa Ogawa, of course. Very nice. Oh, I think I said Patty Yatusaki, but it's Yasutaki.
Yes, yeah. She's a doctor now, right? She became a doctor during the movies.
Oh, okay.
I
think so.
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think you're right. Good knowledge.
Yeah.
Dr. Leah Brahms.
Notice it changed what it said at the top there. It said, "Oh, please, not these characters," as the header.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Mohammed. So I'm not misrepresenting them, saying and they want this guy and this
Yeah,
one.
no.
Okay.
That's not right for Molly.
So
No,
no,
for
that's
Molly's
just starting
okay.
here.
Yeah.
So everybody
Oh.
We're starting
listening
with
in,
Leah Brahms.
starting now, these are the
Oh.
ones that they say, please not these characters. Dr. Leah
Gotcha.
Brahms.
I missed
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that's
part.
mean.
That is
Lieutenant
mean.
Barkley. Hey.
Hey.
But we want the A-team connection.
Yep. P.S. Still a little mad I can't include Hugh on this list because he died.
But he was in
cameos.
season 1.
Okay. That was more
They
characters than I
missed
expected.
Ardra though. What if they bring back Ardra?
What? what episode was that?
Ardra is the one with the planet with where basically they thought she was like a goddess because she had fulfilled some
Right, where she'd
prophecy.
like wink, she'd like blink or do whatever.
Yeah.
But what was the episode called? What's that?
I don't remember the name of the episode.
Everybody in the live chat, what episode was Ardra in? Please let us know. All
I
right.
bet War Dog Han knows. He knows everything.
Yeah. Anne Marie would know. Paging Dr. Anne Marie to the ward 4? What is it? What was?
I forget the word.
Damn.
Yeah, from the season 7, episode 2 of Deep Space Nine.
Space Nine.
Dr. Wyckoff.
That's it, Dr.
Yeah.
Wyckoff.
Dr. Wyckoff
Played by Casey Biggs.
to
Isolation
isolation room.
ward.
Isolation room room
4.
Yeah, 4.
All right.
Something like that.
Well, John, now
Yeah.
that we went over a ton of these things, and everybody in the live chat,
Devil's
give us
Due. Anne Marie said it.
Devil's Due. Thank you very much, Anne Marie. Very nice. Everybody in the live chat, give us 3 guesses as to who you think will come back in Dr. Wyclef. Scott Jensen says, give us your 3 guesses in the live chat as to who you think will come back out of all those, or some kind of honorable mention that wasn't mentioned. And John, what do you think? I mean, you kind of got your thumb on the heartbeat of new Star Trek. Do you have any thoughts or hints as to who might come up in Picard season 3?
I mean, purely guesses. I would say Dr. Ogawa is probably a shoe-in if Dr. Crusher's coming back, just to see, just to see them again. I'm sure they're both at Starfleet Medical, running Starfleet Medical.
Yeah.
Ro Laren would be interesting. I'm not sure how you fit her in, but I mean, we don't really have any follow-up on the Maquis after Deep Space Nine ended or after Voyager ended, so it would be interesting to see if they're even still a thing 25, 30 years later. You know what I'd love to see? Just because, is David Warner still alive? Because I want to see Gul Madred. I want to see 5 Lights.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Is he still around? Gul Madred would be my 3rd pick as a total dark horse.
That is brilliant. And Picard captures him and goes like, how many fingers do you see?
Oh my gosh.
And he
Use
says, I
Mark
see one.
Alimo and do
No.
Golmaset.
Yeah. Golmaset with his little
Yeah.
mustachio.
But I would also love to see Commander Shelby. I have to say, she was in Lower Decks. She came in animated in episode 5 of season 2, I think. The one where
Right.
Mariner and Boimler carved their names on the bar next to Kirk and Spock's names. So
But see, does that, first of all, that shows that like the actress wants to play ball, wants to be a part of this, wants to be part of these new series, but it also means that they've already kind of used her, and the other series probably doesn't want to use the same person, is my guess.
Right.
I don't know, but what do you think, Melissa? Who do you think might join in the fun?
Well, I've been hearing a lot of good arguments for why Ro would come back.
Yes.
But I'm not sure. I mean, well, I think she's a good candidate for her being back. But I also think that it would be nice to see Denise Crosby back.
Ooh.
That's one of my big guesses is Sayla, bringing her back as Sayla.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Especially
Because
since
they want to reunite the cast, and although they can't bring Tasha Yar back,
Right.
they
Sayla,
know that all the fans would be happy reuniting the cast, even if they're playing a different character.
And how fun would Denise have in that, reprising that role? You know, she would kick arse.
And as Riker says, Picard is ass deep in Romulans all the time, so she is a perfect fit for that.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I think I
Exactly.
really think there's a high likelihood, because more than for the story, but mostly because for Denise Crosby, because ever since she left the show and Armis ate her or whatever he did,
He did not eat her.
ever since then, both sides have regretted her death, the death of the character. She's wanted to come back. She did Trekkies. You know, she goes to conventions. She's fully embraced Star Trek as soon as right after she left. She came back in Yesterday's Enterprise. She came back as Sailor. They're like, how many different ways can we bring her back? She was back in All Good Things, right? And so they want her back. She wants to be back. So I feel like, and she's still to this day embracing it. I think it's a very high likelihood. But what else you got for us, Melissa?
Well, and then it's kind of a toss-up between Barclay and Thomas Riker in my head, just because Barclay has been so involved in Star Trek even after TNG, so it wouldn't be so far-fetched for him to be involved in Picard either. But Thomas Riker as well, because I want to know what happened to him. I want to know what happened to him.
To Barclay?
To Thomas Riker.
Tom Riker.
Tom Riker.
Yeah.
After he got sent to that prison.
I mean, but would that be kind of, I don't want to call it like a cop-out, but that would be a little bit of a letdown where it's like, we've already seen Jonathan Frakes as Riker, and then they're going to bring him back as Thomas Riker too, and he's going to direct some episodes, and they're going to sell Ode to Riker in stores. I mean, what?
To Riker.
Yeah.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Totally.
But, I mean, I want to see what happens to Tom Riker. I'm not saying that's who they should bring back. I'd like to see Sayla personally.
I'm with you. I'm with you on Tom Riker. I would also love to see Tom and Will Riker on Lower Decks team up with Brad and William Boimler.
Oh,
yes.
That would
Love
be
it.
a fun story.
Love it.
You know, little known fact, anybody know what Sayla's last name is?
Uh-oh, I see. I hear a pun coming.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I was just going to say Way.
Oh.
Sail away, sail away.
Little
sail
Enya.
away.
Or come sail away, come sail away. Come sail
Oh,
away.
that's a good one.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
That works too. That works
all right.
too.
Let's see what everybody says. John D. Brewer brought up somebody that we were all thinking, but nobody said, Lieutenant J.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That'd be a really good one by Tracy Coco. Everybody loves Tracy Coco. And that would be the ultimate Easter egg. If they're on a ship and they're doing whatever they're doing, and you see Lieutenant J sitting there pushing buttons just in the background or walking by with a piece of cake.
Right.
You know? And people be like, oh, there's Lieutenant J. You know, and she's walking by and she looks at the camera.
But Robert Kaiser also says Sayla has a pretty good storyline on Star Trek Online.
Oh,
Oh.
really cool.
Good
So
knowledge.
that could lead into her being
Absolutely.
in Picard too. Why not?
Robert Kaiser says, Dr. Wyckoff, please report to Isolation Ward 4. Thank you for the confirmation there. Okay, so
wasn't he the one who Picard had on the ship, but then had to split up because he like got feelings for her and stuff.
Oh, yeah. What's her name? God.
And he played the flute for her and stuff, and then while she played the piano. I can't remember her name. I'm sure somebody in the chat
Me
knows.
neither.
Wait, what? Could you repeat that?
yeah, I
reading.
vaguely remember that.
The person who
Picard had a
crush
girlfriend.
on- yeah, he basically had a girlfriend, and she ended up leaving the ship because they couldn't work together as boyfriend and girlfriend on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
I can't remember her name.
Yeah, and I saw that episode fairly recently.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name.
Well, Picard ended season 2 with, Orla Brady's Romulan character. Why am I blanking on her? Laris, yeah. So are we like just pitching the idea that all of his former girlfriends just crawl out of the woodwork, just one by one?
Laris calls out this person for a reference.
They could do like a Dan Fielding episode where
Oh my God.
his former
Night Court.
Yeah, Vash shows up and
It's a rockin' theme song. Hello to Prince Julius. Prince Julius says hello and has nice things to say about us. By the way, everybody, I'm wearing the 10 Forward shirt that we got from Paramount Plus at 10 Forward in downtown. And the reason I'm wearing it is because John Orquiola and I met at 10 Forward. So this is in his honor today that I'm wearing this shirt and no other reason. Okay, also because it's freaking awesome. And I look
It's an awesome shirt.
I love it. I love it so much. That's the real reason.
Good on
Let's plug something. 10 Forward is actually going to be back at San Diego Comic-Con. So if you haven't if it's not sold out yet, that is definitely worth going to.
See, everybody, this guy is plugged in. Linda Anderegg says, Miles, Keiko, and Molly. We already know that Miles is not coming, but I don't think they said anything about Keiko or Molly.
This is true.
So that's very possible.
Molly would be awesome. Molly would be great.
Molly would be awesome.
In the Deep Space Nine documentary, in the apocryphal season 8 they pitched, Molly was a member of Starfleet in there.
Yeah.
Robert Kaiser says he would guess 1 Akona, 2 Ro Laren, and 3 Spot. Well, we did have Spot like 47 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Matt Oswalt.
Yeah.
I think he voiced it.
He did.
Let's see. So yeah, John D. Brewer said Lieutenant J, Jake Sisko, and T'Pol. Man, I want to see Peter, T'Pol, and Mary so bad too, because she's still alive in Strange New Worlds, right? It's only 80 years after Enterprise, and Vulcans live to be 250.
Yeah, we saw her.
She can show up. Phlox can show up. Ambassador Saval can show up. Gary Graham. And what were you saying, Mohammed?
We saw her get that old in the Enterprise episode E Squared, when the Enterprise jumped back in time like 100 some years and then came forward, and T'Pol was still on it, still alive.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, I think it's very likely that she will show up in Strange New Worlds. I think it's very likely.
I hope so.
And we've been thinking this ever since we saw her. We saw Jolene Blaylock at Star Trek Day last September 8th, and we're like, Jolene Blaylock doesn't go to conventions. She doesn't hang out with Star Trek stuff or fans. Why is she here? What gives? Why is she all of a sudden back at Star Trek Day as a guest, sitting in the front row, just soaking it up, unless there's something brewing or something going on? Could be nothing, but it sure sounds like something is there. It really seems like methinks.
Yeah, I remember when you talked about that the first time. I was actually so inspired by the very idea of it. I wrote up this.
That's right. Why you pulled that up quick?
Well, yeah,
that's right. I remember that. Yeah, you wrote that up.
Talking about the possibility of T'Pol being on Strange New Worlds, because as you said, she should still be alive.
Okay. Also, Mona says she would love to see Ro and Barclay. Barclay seems unlikely because they kind of used him up plenty in Voyager. I would love to see him, but I doubt it. I think that's a low likelihood. And I loved him, you're right, Mohammed, in the A-Team. Love him in the A-Team.
Howlin' Mad Murdoch.
I may have mentioned this before, but I used to work out with Mr. T at the gym.
Really?
Yeah, 24-hour fitness in Sherman Oaks. Like, I'm just working out, and there's Mr. T right there, still sporting the mohawk, still being the same guy. And he's so friendly and happy, and he just wanted to hang out and talk. And I'm like, cool, I want to talk to Mr. T. So I did. Because he wanted to just hang out and shoot the shit. So who wouldn't talk to him and hang out? He was just super happy, nice guy, great. And he came for a while. I don't go to that gym anymore. I go to a different one. So I don't know if he's still there. But anyway, shout out to Mr. T. Very, very friendly guy. Who else? One Trek fan says Jake Sisko. I feel ya.
Yeah.
Julius says Serac.
Yeah. Jake Sisko. Let's see some Serac on screen.
That. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Rico Anderson has joined us. What's up? Shout out to Rico. JR Poole is also here, reminding us that the actress passed away for Lieutenant Commander Darren. Is that the character
That
you guys were
was
talking about?
that was the love interest. For...
Yeah, that does sound fun.
Oh,
That does sound right.
yeah.
There's somebody said in the chat that she passed away. Is that what I thought I saw in the
Yeah,
chat?
in
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Wendy Hughes.
Sad.
Okay. Lots of good stuff. All right, I'm gonna predict Sayla. Way, sail away, sail away. I'm gonna predict. Kind of feel like I want to look at this list again. let me look at this list to see if there's anybody. Oh, I think Mott. I think Mott would be a really easy and cheap. You know, he doesn't have to be a part of the storyline. It doesn't have to, like, the writers don't have to rack their brains to give us this little nugget. You know, he could just be sitting there. You know, one day it just shows him he's getting a haircut and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Mott," or what, you know what I mean? Like, actually, they had a Mott, his name cameo in like season 1, episode 6 or 7 of Picard. Remember when they arrived at that Las Vegas looking planet? There was Quark's bar on the right, and it was Mr. Mott's
Stardust City Red.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good knowledge.
Mhm. I mean, if they got Molly O'Brien back, I mean, that's certainly very likely. Hana Hate is definitely around. She's a good friend of us and of the show. I think, yeah, that's a likelihood. And Ro Laren, I'm going to say Ro Laren, Molly O'Brien, and Sayla. Those are my guesses. Mark them down, everybody. Mark it down. And Jellicoe is definitely coming back in a series. There's no, because if he's not coming back in a series, then why are we watching?
What if he's president of the Federation?
What was Vorik's name in Next Generation? It was like Torek or something like that.
Torek, yeah.
So maybe it's Torek. A good connection to other series that way too.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Wardog Heim says, and I'm all for T'Pol showing up in Strange New Worlds. The lads at the Shuttle Pod Show, shout out to the Shuttle Pod Show with Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating, did point out that she quit the biz for family raising and stuff, but she did show up for Star Trek Day.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That doesn't say that she's not in a place where she can come back to the biz.
Wait, Melissa's talking about me in the live chat. What Ryan's saying? What are you saying, Melissa?
Well, Scott said, did Melissa just make an Enya reference? And I did, because you started singing a song.
I have no memory of this.
It was just 3 minutes ago. Not even.
Yeah, that's probably why. Scott Jensen says, I got $10 on Ryan. This guy gets it. Anne Marie says, victory is like. Everybody, please like this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Share it with your friends. Share it with your enemies. You never know. They might become your friends because of that. Or you might just teach them a lesson. But yes, victory is like. Thanks, Anne Marie. All right, let's move on to the next story, because otherwise we could seriously talk about this for 90 minutes. I know I could. So, God, I really want to see those guys back.
Yeah.
Next.
I'm betting on Ogawa. But anyway, I like it. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's a good
yeah.
one.
We didn't get Muhammad's.
Yeah, we didn't get Muhammad.
It's okay. I said it just now.
I thought we did Muhammad. Did we not?
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
No,
we didn't. We're going on the record. That's all there is to it. I thought that we already got you. Who do you got?
I mean, I talked at the very beginning, but just in terms of like the most likely, I think Ogawa is the most likely. That's my guess.
Who else you got? Give us 3.
If I have to do 3, I'd say Ogawa. I don't think it's going to be Barkley. I'm actually, I would love to see it be Ro Laren, but I'm skeptical. I mean, I would love it, but I think I'm skeptical. That's it. So I guess Ogawa, Sayla, which I think is still, yeah. And I don't know for a third one. I guess Shelby. I don't know. I don't know for a third one.
Oh, that could be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Shelby could be fun. Yeah.
I think it's unlikely, but I'll toss it in because I don't think any of the rest are particularly likely, but I could be just wrong.
All right. So check this out, everybody. That's good stuff. I wanted to look back at the article and I realized I already just closed it out. But those are good guesses. So everybody, if Nurse Ogawa comes back or as a doctor, you heard it here first. Now, next we have an article from, you guessed it, everybody, Screen Rant, written by John Orquiola. What a coincidence. Who knew? It says, it reads, Strange New Worlds explains Deep Space Nine's 24-year Sisko/Benny mystery.
Hey, I wrote this.
Yeah, can you give us a little bit of information on what inspired this before we even get to reading it, John?
Well, it was actually a screenshot I saw on the Seventh Rule Facebook that I believe Anne-Marie posted of that cover, which I actually missed the 7 times I watched the episode.
Me
so
too.
it's always great. It's always great to watch the Seventh Rule.
Yes,
It is always great.
But yeah.
Thanks, Anne-Marie.
But yes, the writer of The Kingdom of Elysian, the fairy tale that Dr. Mbenga reads to Rukia, his dying daughter, is Benny Russell, which effectively makes Benny Russell Star Trek canon in a way that Deep Space Nine didn't quite, which is really the bulk of my article, which is that Deep Space Nine, Far Beyond the Stars, never truly confirmed that Benny Russell was a real person. Was he not just a vision of the prophets sent to Sisko? So we never really clarified, because he's the dreamer and the dream, whether or not Benny actually existed in real life, or if that was just purely a vision. But now Benny Russell apparently is an actual writer who existed in Star Trek. But the article also points out that this actually raises a few other interesting questions, because if that is true, if Benny Russell did exist in 1950 and Sisko inhabited him, or Sisko dreamed he inhabited him, did Benny Russell somehow imagine Deep Space Nine 400 years before it actually happened? Or did the prophets plant that idea in Benny Russell's head? Because time doesn't matter to them. So did the prophets link Benny Russell to the emissary centuries apart? So that's kind of what I speculate on in the article.
Yeah, I loved that speculation, because I think it could be both, kind of Freaky Friday almost type thing that the prophets did with Sisko and Benny Russell. Switch them and put them in different time periods to inspire both of them to do what they needed to do. Yeah.
It could be that. It also could be sort of related to that. So similar hypothesis to what you both were saying is that essentially he inhabited the actual Benny Russell, but then that piece didn't happen, but the Benny Russell piece did. Kind of like what happened when Kira had the thing where she went back in time and was hanging out with her mom and stuff. Right. So it's kind of like that potentially. And that was also related. So it doesn't it seems like maybe that didn't happen, though it was never entirely clear. But I mean, her mom was obviously real, and everybody who they saw there was real. So but either way works. The way you guys described it too also works great too. I like the Freaky Friday reference too.
Yeah, so did I.
Well, it's fun because the possibilities are endless. It's open to anything because the prophets are not linear.
Yeah.
That's the key.
They also can substitute things, because remember there was that one where Odo and a bunch of people went back in time too, but then Odo of the past was replaced with his predecessor Cardassian guard too.
Yeah.
So they can do these single piece replacements too.
Yeah.
Somebody online was ranting saying oh, this is not canon, blah, 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 because he wouldn't have seen everybody looking the same. I'm like, that's literally what happened with every interaction with the prophets. It's like you saw them. That's about as canon as you can get. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, and that's the way they communicate. They don't communicate in terms that we human corporeal beings do. They have to find a way that would make sense to us, but that doesn't mean they have, anything.
Yep.
So I've just asked a poll in the live chat, basically, was that the real Benny Russell that somehow Benjamin Sisko imagined, he dreamt about, he tuned into a real person that was born later or whatever? Was that the same guy that wrote the fantasy book? Or is there some other explanation, you know, Prophet's shenanigans, maybe some other writer just happens to have the same name meant as an Easter egg. You know, it's just like an Easter egg. It's like, here's some writer that was born in 2130 and his name is Benny Russell. Get it? You know, it could be something like that. So do they think, now I have a feeling, I think most people are going to say they think it's the same guy because that's way cooler. But we'll
way
see.
Cooler.
That is the lead right now.
Way
In the
more
vote.
fun.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Let me take a look here. So we'll pull up the article a little bit, even though I think, John, you probably explained it pretty well for us. Fun picture of Cisco here, Benny Russell. Oh, that's a great screenshot right there.
It is.
Most of them were super blurry.
Go ahead, Marie.
That's a great one. And it reads, I'll just read a little bit of it for people that are just listening in. A remarkable Star Trek Deep Space Nine Easter egg in Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Episode 8 helps explain a 24-year-old mystery surrounding Captain Benjamin Sisko, Avery Brooks, and his alter ego, Benny Russell. In Strange New Worlds, Episode 8, The Elysian Kingdom, a powerful sentient being in the Jonesian Nebula transforms the crew of the USS Enterprise into characters from the Kingdom of Elysian. The fairy tale Dr. Mbenga Babs Olu Sanmukan. Oh, how do you pronounce that?
I believe it's Olusanmukan.
Olusanmukan. Mokun, I think, yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Like Owashikun, probably. Reads to his terminally ill daughter, Rukia Sage Arundel, but the author of The Kingdom of Elysian directly ties to the classic Deep Space Nine episode, Far Beyond the Stars. So, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, sorry for my run-on sentence. It kind of dragged on there.
That's okay. I kind of created the run-on sentence when I was trying to pronounce Babs's last name there. Well, that's really cool. Yeah, that's something that people actually caught that before the episode dropped. People caught that during the trailer.
Wow.
They saw that. I did not.
Me neither.
I caught the posts about that.
Yeah. Me neither.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
Yeah, I love but I love that they're doing Deep Space Nine Easter eggs.
Yes,
now.
finally.
Yeah. No, Strange New World has dropped some really cool ones. The solar sail in episode 5 was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that Pike is a chef. He's the only other Star Trek captain who knows how to cook besides Cisco.
I wonder if he cooks jambalaya.
Oh.
I bet he can.
Probably not as good as Cisco's.
No.
They used to have, what was it, vegan jambalaya at Disneyland in the bread bowls. I miss those. You ever had those?
No.
You know how they have those little sourdough bread bowls, and then they have like chili or whatever in there. They used to have the jambalaya.
They don't have the vegan jambalaya anymore? Ooh.
No, they don't love us anymore. Not like they used to. Anyway, well, that's really cool. That's something that we all went nuts for. And let me tell you, when we were going to review that on the 7th rule, there was nothing I wanted more than to hit record and say, so Sirach, did you catch the author of that book? You know, because I knew he hadn't. And I was like, I guess
Yeah, it's
I want to
almost
tell
impossible
him
to catch.
watch his eyes get big. That was so fun. So good catch, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's talk about our next article here. So this one is from our friends over at, what do you know, screenrant.com, published by and written by John Orquiola.
That guy again?
Wow.
Yeah, well,
He gets
must have good
around.
stuff. This one reads, Strange New Worlds just hinted at major Star Trek canon changes. Whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Reload the cannon.
Whoa. What are we talking about here? What's going on? Because I know you've heard of the popular video game Angry Nerds. It's about to go down right here.
All right. Well, let me just start by saying this is all written from pure speculation. But
Oh.
looking, so there's no insider knowledge whatsoever in terms of what I write about. Just based on how the first 8 episodes of Strange New Worlds went, one of the recurring themes of the show has been specifically towards Captain Pike. Can you change your fate? If you know what's coming, can you do something about it? Which is what number 1 was trying to tell him. He's not locked into this. So I started thinking, since episode 8 was really made the subtext text. It was really about Rukia writing her own story, writing her own ending, changing the things she didn't like about her story, and writing something new. Is Strange New World telling us, hey, we're also doing this on a macro level, and we've been doing it all along, and maybe you just haven't seen it yet, but now we're trying to tell you. So that's, again, all pure speculation, just reading something that may or may not be there. So as I go in the article, Captain Pike's future, we know it's locked in. We know he's going to end up in that wheelchair. Or is he? Spock and T'Pring are locked into the canonical breakup in a mock time, but we love them together. They're fantastic together. Are they going to break up? Are they going to break up? Is Uhura going to leave the Enterprise? And other things like, could there be a crossover between Discovery and Strange New Worlds based on what Alex Kurtzman talked about in the Ready Room when he just answered yes, that there would be a crossover at some point. So, again,
what's that? I didn't catch that.
A couple weeks ago, Alex Kurtzman was a guest on the Ready Room with Will Wheaton, and among the many things they talked about, it's a really good episode of the Ready Room, really good interview. Will Wheaton basically just asked him, the crossover question: will there be a crossover one day with one of with the shows? And all he said was yes, without elaborating, because he can't. But what does that mean? Who could cross over? So I would think the most natural crossover would be Discovery and Strange New Worlds again. But then again, the animated shows could cross over.
They're so far apart in time that I don't know. I mean,
this is Star Trek. Anything can happen. Time means nothing if we don't want it to mean anything. So
true. But for my brain, it goes, well, Enterprise seems like the most logical crossover.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I was thinking more likely a Lower Decks Picard crossover, because those are taking place in the same time, approximately.
True.
Well, 30 years apart, but yeah.
Lower Decks and Picard? No, I think they're right around the same time, aren't they?
Nope. Lower Decks is about 23. Yeah, it's about 2382, I think. Something like 2380.
It's like right after.
It's right after
Nemesis and stuff.
Oh, Nemesis, right? Yeah,
it's
and Picard
right Picard's 2400 right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So
I guess maybe Prodigy and Lower Decks would be closer.
Yes, they're very close.
Yes,
but on Lower Decks, the Romulan star hasn't exploded yet. Hasn't gone supernova.
Right.
Oh, how fun! Right. So then that means there might be a Star Trek 2009 and Lower Decks crossover.
Well, think about
that.
Wait, it'll be Star Trek 2009.
Somebody going to be calling Ryan
with Strange New Worlds.
Right? No, I'm saying like before Spock goes back in time. Oh, never mind. That's too much work to think about. Like where they see the Narada going. Back in time or something like that. They're like, they could just run into the Narada, right? That ship.
It could.
That's true.
Man, my brain just
how about a very stable Nero? He hasn't gone.
Yeah, right. Finding Nero.
He hates being called Nemo.
Yeah.
Then again, you could use a traveler to go in any time period.
Eric Menya.
That's true.
Eric Menya was like the runner-up to play Data, wasn't he? Isn't that what I heard? Yeah, Eric Menya, who ended up playing the Traveler.
And it's interesting because Melissa mentioned the Traveler too, in the sense that was sort of seeded with the end of Picard.
Right.
Right. And there was a whole thing too about how, there was a news story about how all the shows wanted Will Wheaton to appear on the Traveler before Picard got him. So I mean, maybe he's the bridge. Maybe you can have him pop up anywhere in 30 seconds. Yeah, he could pop up in the past in Strange New Worlds. He could pop up in the future in Discovery.
Or Issa.
You are so right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Will Wheaton's going to pop up in Prodigy.
He
He'd
might.
be like Stan Lee and pop up in all of them. Like Stan Lee used to do in the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
He
I
can
think
pop up
that
anywhere.
I think that who he is fits better with Prodigy than with, say, like Lower Deck. I mean, maybe he might be able to do Lower Decks. I always think animated first because that one seems so much easier to get done. They don't have to fly people out really, and they don't have to. The guy doesn't have to get out of his pajamas. You know what I mean? Like it's super chill, and time has no meaning. The actor may have aged 40 years, but they could still play the same character as before. So that's a really good idea. I wonder if Will Wheaton as the Traveler shows up in Prodigy. Maybe Lower Decks or any other things. Possible. What do we know?
Could be.
Fun ideas. Okay, so big surprise. 89% of the people that voted said it's Benny Russell is the same guy. And they're like, that's it. Use any explanation you want. It's Benny Russell, okay? There are no others. That's it. I like that answer. Oh, now it's 90%. All right. So let's look at this article real quick, even though I think we already just, you do a great job, John, of explaining it to us so we don't have to read as much. Makes it easy on me. Let's see. Here we go.
I was going to say that, but reading's Brian's favorite part.
Yeah, I read about sports.
I don't need the clicks.
Okay, warning, spoilers, everybody. Spoilers, earmuffs. In Star Trek Strange New Worlds Episode 8, Rukia Mbenga got to change her story and rewrite her future. But could this set the stage for the Star Trek prequel series to break canon and write new endings for the crew? Rukia was transformed into a new kind of being by a powerful entity in the Dionysian Nebula, which she named Deborah, after her late mother. The young daughter of Mbenga was dying of terminal cygnokemia. I think they pronounce it cygnokemia, but I think it seems like it'd be, I don't know, I'd pronounce it cygnokemia. But Deborah made Rukia an immortal being by separating her from her body. However, Rukia's new lease on life may signal a willingness for Strange New Worlds to do the same for some of the Starship Enterprise's crew. That's really interesting. You go deep, man. You go deep.
You fully embrace the multiverse aspect. I mean, at that point, you could just break every canon piece, right? I mean, it doesn't matter anymore, right? Like, oh, it's kind of like the J.J. Abrams branch. You could just make branches for everything. Like there's the Turing Spock branch. There's the, Pike didn't get the wheelchair branch.
It's anarchy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, it kind of supports going off of, if you have a multi-layered universe, of course it's going to vary in different places, and each universe is going to have different set points in time that can't be altered. But so Spot
Mr. Spot.
No, but Pike's future is not set in one of those universes in the wheelchair, even if it's set in the universe that is prime for us.
Yeah,
a fixed point. That makes sense.
Right. And so I guess what I'm speculating on is there are probably ways to have their cake and eat it too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If they could still serve canon, but still explore these other possibilities.
Right. Because it's Star Trek.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Can do anything.
That's why we love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know. There are a lot of people that say, nope, there can only be one thing, one way, one timeline. Nope, not allowed. So
I feel that too. But
yeah, but Einstein would disagree. I think it's Einstein who would disagree with that.
Yeah, he was a big Star Trek fan. He actually was in Next Generation, not the real one, but
that wasn't the real one?
Kinda. In a way, I guess.
Next, you're gonna tell me that wasn't Mark Twain.
Next, you're gonna say that wasn't really Stephen Hawking.
Oh.
But it was.
but it was.
Ha, ha.
If only it was Amelia Earhart in that Voyager episode.
I know that would have been awesome.
She's found.
That's where the Bermuda Triangle actually goes, is to another universe.
There you go. Or the Delta Quadrant.
Or the Delta.
Okay. So Rose M. Kirby says, hello, Rose, out in Derby, UK. Thanks for staying up. Also, Robert Kaiser out in Austria. Thanks for staying up. Rose Kirby says, hey, VTC, I can't see a damn thing at the moment. Please tell me what's happening. She didn't say damn. So what's happening right now is we're just pulling up these articles that were written by John Orquiola, who's here talking with us. And so the reason you can't really see anything, we're kind of glazing over the articles because we got the real deal actually saying it to us rather than reading it. So basically what we're talking about is what you would be seeing. You'd be seeing those articles if you could see, but instead we're just talking about them. So you're not really missing anything actually. But it is good to see you, Rose. Glad you can make it.
Yeah.
And we'll always
notes.
Yep. We'll always try to remember to not only use visual cues, but also say what we're seeing, because some people are just listening in. War Dog Heim pretty much gave the same answer I did, but much faster. He says, it is talking heads on the screen. Okay. About right. About right.
True.
There was some singing earlier, but
Singing heads. All right. And then Prince Julius says, I really like you, Ryan, but how can you live with so many tabs? Hey, don't judge me. Okay, yeah, you're probably right. I need those tabs open because we're going to the next one.
Yay!
Now, John, I think you may have to run. If you'd like to stick around for the final half hour, we'd love to have you. But if you got to run, absolutely no big deal. We get it.
No, you know what? I'm here for the long haul. Let's engage.
Yay!
Nice.
Engage.
Engage, Mr. Number.
Hit it.
And I keep staring at your backgrounds because they're
Oh,
awesome.
aren't they great? These are actually done by my friend Alex Merkin, who is a director, and this is his office that I do my Star Trek stuff in, my interviews. So he sets up these backgrounds for me just to help me nerd out properly.
Shout out to Alex.
So
nice.
cool.
Yeah, it's really great. He's a good friend.
Sounds like a good guy. All right. Neil is agreeing with Prince Julius. Now here comes the ganging up. Here comes the gang.
Tabs.
I know.
They're keeping tabs on you. Oh.
Yeah, they are. Drinking tab.
We're
All
not
right.
mean here. No ganging up.
So let's see what's next. Okay. I think we kind of mentioned this actually. Speaking of which, so this is from our buddies. Our buddies again over at trekmovie.com. They like to say, Sonequa Martin Green talks, quote, unexpected Star Trek Discovery Season 5 crossovers and more Tilly. Sorry, pause because I felt like I was going to sneeze. So that was, it wasn't a dramatic pause. It was like an, am I going to sneeze or not pause?
Picture of
her hair is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it reads, Star Trek Discovery just started production on its 5th season. And wait a minute, who wrote this? Doesn't say. Oh, trekmovie.com staff. Okay, so if trekmovie.com staff were here, they'd be reading this for us. And series star Sonequa Martin Green, Captain Michael Burnham, took a quick break from filming to pop over to London to help launch Paramount Plus in the UK. Awesome. While there, she talked a bit about the upcoming season, Tilly, and who she would like to be with in a crossover episode. Expect the unexpected in season 5, and Tilly too. So here are some of her quotes. She says, I think that's okay, wait. Borrowed a phrase from the interviewer to describe season 5. Okay. She says, I think that's a great phrase. I'm going to steal it. Expect the unexpected. I think that is exactly right. The 3 words I would use to describe season 5 are refreshing, invigorating, and lovely.
Aw.
Another quote of hers. So the question is there anywhere you'd like to see Discovery go where maybe it hasn't gone before, whether that's high concept or very specific character episodes? She responds, now we have gone past every other Trek in terms of the timeline. I'm excited to continue this new future. I'm excited to see more technology, and I'm excited to see more character development with our core, those characters that we've just come to love so much. I just want to see more and more interactions with the crew of just the Discovery amongst themselves. I'm excited for more of that. And the questioner says, and more Tilly? And she says, yeah, exactly. Okay, so that's something. Oh, and there they are all hugging. And there's Arium 1.0 right there. Right? Sarah Middich was the original Arium, and now she is Lieutenant Nilsson.
I think she's commander now.
Yeah, she moved up. You're right. She did get promoted. Everybody's a commander or captain nowadays. And
they all got promoted.
Somebody was teasing me about that this morning by texting. Why are they all coming? Because they were watching season 4. I said, well, if you travel thousands of years in time and save the universe a few times, you get promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not all Harry Kibbs.
Poor Garrett.
Or you could say, actually, it was very slow. They only got promoted once in 800 years.
This is true.
That's true. Yeah. They're a bunch of failures.
So Ensign Kim has a leg up on them.
Yeah, kind of. So Galinda has entered the chat. Everybody knows because there are hearts all over the chat from her and to her. Welcome, Galinda. Good to see you. So what do you, actually, I don't know if Muhammad can answer this one, but John, what do you want to see more of in season 5 of Discovery?
Exploration. I want to see that future. I want to see new planets. I want to see new species. I want to see the Discovery actually discover things and not just fight a war to save the galaxy. That's all I want.
Okay, I like seeing saving the galaxy though.
Oh sure, and they're gonna do it. Maybe
true.
They could also explore some planets while saving the galaxy. Show us some strange new worlds.
Planets. Yes.
To coin a phrase.
But then what would they do if they want to explore, if the writers want to explore a new planet, but they don't know what kind of life might have evolved there?
Well, that's what they were doing in the beginning of Star Trek, because they didn't know what any of those planets were like.
Muhammad.
Oh. That too.
Yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
My phone is right. It's right here.
It's the red phone. Pick up the red phone.
Pick up the red phone.
Yeah.
Now, Melissa, what would you like to see in Discovery season 5 or more of?
I tend to agree with John as far as the exploration, and it might be fun to explore saving the galaxy, but how small ripples in the pond can change the galaxy and not just big explosions.
Good idea.
Saving the galaxy. And that way, each discovery or each exploration
Enterprise.
of a new species, or exploring how the universe has changed in 800 years, how that affects saving the universe, and how each planet has a role in that saving of the universe. And in that exploration, having more stories about the interpersonal relationships of the crew. I'd like to see more of the crew and more stories about their characters, and I'd like to get to know them more.
Yeah.
Chuck A has an idea that I think we can all agree with which I think we can all agree. Sorry.
Yeah.
He says the USS Nog will explore the galaxy.
Yes.
I'd like to see more Nog, of course.
Yeah.
You know what I was just thinking? What I'd like to see more of, and actually, and I swear this is a coincidence. I'm not trying to pander to Dr. Muhammad, nor like we always do. But you know, like we had those hydrocarbons and things in the alien race was communicating through there, and so some people went over our heads. To other people, where they said it was fascinating, but I think to everybody, I got to close my blinds. That thing is killing me. I think everybody thought that was really an interesting thing to explore, is just a different kind of different race. Because, you know, back in the day, and, you know, like I love Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, all those things. I love those to pieces. But we all know they just slapped something on their forehead and gave them a color scheme for clothing. Oh, these guys wear purple and gold. Whoa, it's so alien. What do you mean they're not, you know? And then other people, they didn't even have, they literally, some aliens were 100% human, didn't even have a prosthetic on their head or ear. And they just wore like green t-shirts. And they're like, what are you talking about? Those aren't humans. They're wearing green shirts, you crazy guy. That's obviously so. But then on top of that, you know, okay, I get it, budget stuff, fine, no big deal. Where I'm not going to knock them for that. But the writing was also kind of like, well, they act like humans, but they just talk a little funny, but they're addicted to a game, or, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like humans with a twist. I think it's a great, fun idea to explore, you know, kind of more realistically what you would see out there, which is something we could never even fathom, you know, just something totally different. A silicone-based life form, a fungus, you know, something that exists in 2 dimensions, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
What, you know, just and then crazy ways of communication, you know.
Exactly.
That's like exploration of life itself. I think that would be just really fun and fascinating. The people at Star Trek are up for it because they're total nerds. They could do it.
Can I add one thing since you brought that up? I would like in season 5 for somebody to go back across the Great Barrier, or the Galactic Barrier, talk to species 10C, and ask them, what do you like to be called? Because we never found out. Nobody actually asked them.
Yes.
What's your name?
And I thought the communicating with pheromones was brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Because we've never seen that before. And why wouldn't different species have different forms of communication? That's fun to see. That's so fun to see. And when you can figure out how to communicate with somebody who, that's awesome.
Now, and you look back at older Star Treks from like the 90s and stuff, the episodes, some of the episodes that stood out the most to us were the ones that explored this even in the slightest way, right? Darmok, they explored how, you know, a different way of communication. The Inner Light, they explored a different way of storytelling or of expressing who they are, right? These kind of things really open the door to memorable episodes, and they didn't have to be, you know, huge space battles or saving the universe. There was just a new way of thinking, and you learned about a different race or solved the puzzle. You know, those were really cool, and they just barely touched on it back then. And now you've got the door open to go even knee deep into it.
Well, they did open the door in the Emissary with the communication between prophets and Cisco, and learning how to, you know, how each species functions, because they're completely different.
They started to in TNG with that crystalline entity, except they ended up blowing it up. But remember, they started to look at the vibrations and stuff like that.
Or like the jellyfish in the far point station.
Encounter at far
point. Oh boy, that jellyfish. Who was it? Somebody mentioned Darmok. Yeah, Prince Julius says crazy ways of communication. Let me mention Darmok. I'm sure Prince said that before I did it, so good knowledge there. Neil Blumengarden says, quote, "We are called the TNC. Why do you ask?" That would be funny.
I would accept that answer.
Really clever.
T'_ENC.
Yeah, that's so clever. I love that.
Okay, let's move on to our next thing. Mohammed, is there anything? I know you probably can't add anything to that, but
Good.
What do you? Is there anything you want to see more of?
I mean, I love the things you guys said. I mean, I wouldn't have anything new to add that you guys didn't already cover.
He's like, but since you asked, I'd like to see more of my name in the credits.
That's what
In
I want
bigger
to see
font.
too.
Bigger font. Oh my god.
Okay. Let's see. What's another fun one? Okay, this is one that, look, I usually read these beforehand because I love reading stuff, let me tell you. But this one, we're kind of going in blind. This one seemed interesting.
Oh, here we go.
I'm glad this show is pro reading.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not live. We can edit this out later. Just don't have me Google anything. That has not worked out well for me a
Ryder
couple
as a
times.
guest, right?
Do you know one time we were reviewing Thundercat?
Yes, I remember that picture.
And I don't remember what it was. It was for a different show, right? It was for Falling Towers. Watch the first podcast, everybody, where we watched the first episode of the series so that you don't have to. And we were reviewing Thundercats. And I don't remember what it was that I was Googling about Thundercats.
But we were talking about it after the review. I feel like we were talking about it.
I think it was the year-end one.
The year-end, yes.
Yeah.
So whatever it was for Thunder Thigh Cats, I go, okay, let me just Google. I think I just Googled Thundercats. And so I found the picture and I do a screen share and I'm showing that. And then suddenly I look and there's a picture off to the left that's like Thundercats pornography or something. There's like naked Thundercats hugging up on each other on a live video. And I'm like, what the hell? I just Googled Thundercats. It was just very graphic.
Thunder.
I don't remember what it was, but I remember feeling very sad that happened. But also
Lion-O
kind of funny.
And Kit. Because you were saying, was it you or Michael was saying that the Thundercats are naked?
Oh, maybe. So maybe I Google like Thundercats naked.
Oh, there you go. That'll do it.
So people are like, the nerds are like, I got this. Check out what I can draw. Maybe that's what it was. Well, because that's what it was. Because at the beginning of the episode, they didn't have like armor or anything. They were just basically running around naked. So I probably did a search that was like, what were they like at the beginning of the episode? They were naked, just let me get but then they
something about their clothes and them not having them. But then they got some later on. Risque.
Okay.
See, I'm glad I stuck around. I'm glad I stuck around for the Thundercats porn discussion.
Yeah.
In viewer after hours.
I mean, it kind of sucked, but at the same time, kind of glad it happened. It's very funny.
This is live,
I mean,
what happens when you go live?
It's pretty funny. Okay.
It was pretty funny.
So this one is about, okay, let me pull this up. The article says Star Trek Lower Decks porn. Let me see. No, I'm just kidding. It just
they already did it in one of the episodes.
They did.
Right, they did. This
blacked everything out.
This is another one from trekmovie.com. I think I was going to do the other one, but okay, we'll do this one right now. IDW celebrates 15 years of Star Trek comics with special 400th issue and new Lower Decks series. Wow. Okay. So the question I want to ask with this is, have any of you read any Star Trek IDW comics? Because they've had 400 episodes or 400 issues.
Yes. I read Star Trek Year 5, which I believe is IDW. I'm not entirely sure, but it's basically the missing 5th year of Kirk's original voyage, and it was very good. I'm sorry, I don't remember who wrote it or who drew it, but I liked it a lot.
Nice. Anybody else?
They weren't the ones who did the Picard ones, the Picard prequel ones. Was it them?
I don't know.
Oh, I read those too. Yeah, the countdowns.
Yeah, those I read, but I think those are the only Star Trek comics I've read. Was those Picard prequels?
I was
I don't remember if that was
hoping to
IDW.
start a Star Trek comic book club.
Oh,
Because that sounds fun, but I haven't gotten around to it. Life happens and we get busy.
I like that. It's a very modest goal, like a comic book club. Like, the amount of reading will be a lot less than
Yeah.
the standard. Like, we're going to read more in a
Comic
piece
book
today.
club.
Yeah,
I like it.
the coffee table book club.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think I've read any of these IDW things, but to think that they have had 400
That's
issues,
amazing.
clearly they're doing something right. And a lot of people like the Don Crandalls of the world love those things. And it's really interesting because sometimes in the new Star Trek stuff, these people will say, hey, they got this idea from the Star Trek comics, or they had a similar idea in Star Trek Online or something like that, because of course we know these things aren't canon, or they got these from the books. It's not canon, but that it's got the Star Trek name on it. So Star Trek can borrow from itself,
Right.
to do these things. So, okay, that's cool.
Well, and the series that they're coming out with, the Lower Decks, looks really fun.
Yeah.
A lot of debauchery going on there.
Yeah. Okay, so we got time for one more. This was the one that I thought I was going to pull up, which was, I don't know anything about this, so forgive me. Here it comes.
I'm Thundercats.
No, it's our friends at
Brace yourselves.
trekcore.com.
That's
It
so
says-
cool.
Oh,
Thank
Ooh.
goodness you guys know what it is. Blue Bricks expands Star Trek brick building kits into Deep Space Nine, the Klingon Empire, First Contact, and more. I'll have more.
yeah.
So it's
that
kind of,
looks so fun.
Oh,
I guess it's like Legos. It's like a new
Yeah.
version of Legos called Blue Bricks, and with 2 X's, double X. And look at that.
Don't Google double
Yeah,
X.
and there's a little Defiant at the docking ring.
Oh, that's so cool.
Defiant. How cute is that?
Where? I don't
Very
see
cool.
it.
Right,
For
right
the
on the
Deep
right
Space
side.
Nine.
There's a little
Deep
Defiant
Space Nine
Yeah.
docked into Deep Space Nine.
to the
Oh,
left.
here.
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so cute. You're
Yeah.
right.
Aw.
It's a tiny little Defiant right
cute.
there.
Aw.
Aw.
I thought it was just cloaked at first. That's why I couldn't see it.
And now I'm imagining a mini wharf on that little ship.
Oh man,
How cute
that's
was
a
that?
very mini wharf.
Oh, here it is. Wow, that looks so cool. So everybody just listening in, it's basically like Legos,
Yeah.
but it seems like it's a little bit more specialized. You know what I mean? Like it's like Legos is very like generic pieces. Obviously, they customize a lot of them, but this one seems like it's more custom made to look a little bit more like the thing that it's trying to look like. So things are more curved. They have little blue buttons and red, nacelle jets or whatever those things are. Wow, it looks, the little Defiant looks awesome. So if that thing is that intricate, and what 238 pieces for that one tiny little Defiant?
No, I think that's his different model. I don't think that's the other model. I don't think that's the same as the
good.
model above it. I think. I don't know.
About to smash my head with a grapefruit.
Well,
No, it looks like it. It looks.
wow.
And so imagine if that guy is
Who knows?
there.
That doesn't look.
Wow.
That one doesn't look as detailed. I don't think they're the same.
Yo, you're right. Look, it doesn't have those blue buttons at the top.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one doesn't look like Eve England's gingerbread Defiant,
Right.
but the big one does.
Yeah.
So maybe it's bigger.
Wow, look at
Ooh,
that.
look at that brick
Oh.
frame. Whoa, that's sweet.
Gorgeous. Look at the color
That's
on that.
cool too.
Wow.
Haha.
Everybody listening in, it's a bird of prey. It's a Klingon bird of prey, and it's got a beautiful green with 2 different hues of green. Cool little turret gun in the front. It's got a dude's hand there, so you could see for scale that it looks like it's about maybe 18 inches by 18 inches by 18 inches, something like that. Looks amazing.
That's cool.
If that ship was in space, those are massive guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Klingons.
Wow.
So here's the question: do you guys build any models? Do any of you guys build models?
No, but that could be fun.
You consider it for that Klingon vertebrae.
I would consider it for all of them. They all look fun.
Yeah, everybody at
Yeah.
home, let us know if you build models, because you know who does is our buddy Peter Karuba out in
Oh,
San
right.
Francisco,
Yeah, he's got those things hanging up in his room. Yeah.
aka Ryan's STLV Shadow. Shout out to Peter Karuba. But he's got like 200 Starship models up on his ceiling. Unreal, this guy.
Pretty
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. Galenda is welcoming someone to the family. Who's that, Galenda? Who are you welcoming to the family? That's
Scott just
probably
says
Prince
Warhammer
Julius.
right before that. It's probably not Warhammer.
Hey, welcome, May Barella. Good to see you here.
Yeah.
All right. So
Woohoo.
it is now time, everybody. It's everybody's
Ooh.
favorite time of day. It is time. And we mentioned this earlier. Check it out. Just kidding. This is just a regular deck of cards.
I was
Star Trek
like,
style.
that
looks
doesn't
different.
look like
A regular
trivia.
deck of Star Trek cards.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Who's the Joker? Who's the Joker that's under your hand? Like no, not that one.
No,
That's
in your other.
oh, he's a Joker too. I see.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
I don't
It's a
know who
guy.
that is.
The other one was Trelane. I'm not sure. Are they both Trelane? Maybe they're both Trelane.
All right.
In TOS.
I still have not used this deck of cards, but I should because it looks radical. Okay. It really is time for the
Trivia!
Star Trek Day
Yay.
trivia question of the day from
Woohoo.
Paramount Plus
Ooh.
on Star Trek Day. John Orquiola, you were there?
I was not at Star Trek Day, but I do have that. I did get the box, but I haven't
cool. Right.
I haven't actually looked through that deck yet.
They're
I've had it for
incredibly variable in difficulty. Incredibly variable. Like some
Yeah.
are like super easy, some are like, what the heck?
Hmm.
Yeah. But you probably know them all.
I do not.
You may know this one, though. Let me tell you. All right. So don't answer it right away. We'll give everybody in the live chat a chance to answer. The question is, what is Lieutenant Uhura's first name? Is it Nyota? Is it B, Ephra, C, Katura, or D, Ayana?
Did B
Once
end with
again-
an M or did it not?
Which one?
B? Did B end with an M?
No,
Okay.
it's not like Ephraim.
That's what I was wondering if it was like Ephraim.
What is Lieutenant Uhura's first name? A, Nyota. B, Ephra. C, Katura. And D, Ayana. Hint, it ends with an A. All right. So while everybody's entering in their answers, it's a toughie, you guys. We won't blame you if you get it wrong. Oh boy, everybody is.
Yeah, everybody's already answered it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Love it.
Okay. So before we give that answer, here's what to look forward to this week, everybody, or look back to, because yesterday the 7th rule just premiered our review of. Let's see where to go.
One with Meridian.
Season 3.
There it is. Yes, it was Deep Space Nine Season 3 review special. So if you loved Season 3 of Deep Space Nine, and who didn't, because Meridian was in that one, in that episode, or in that season, I should say, and Meridian is everybody's favorite, or they're not really Deep Space Nine fans.
Oh my god.
John's like, I don't think you know what you're saying.
Choked vomit up. Oh my god.
That card has been revoked.
So let's see. So that was just released. So everybody go check that out. Sirach and I review we go over every single episode of season 3 very quickly, kind of just a run through a refresher course, even though we did season 3 like 2 years ago. So we needed the refresher course in a big way. And then when we hit the free for all, we talked about what everybody's favorite episode of season 3 was, as well as maybe an episode that doesn't get enough love. Like what's an episode of season 3 that should get more love that doesn't, and people had some good answers there. So check that out on the 7th Rule YouTube. Then tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, that is Wednesday at 6 p.m., 9 p.m. on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we will be premiering our review of Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Oh, nice.
I'm about halfway through season 1.
I might have to tune in for that.
Yeah. Were you one of the people that suggested it? Melissa Mohammed. Actually, you guys were the 2 that suggested it.
Oh, did we?
Melissa
Okay.
Mohammed,
I
yes.
believe that. I didn't remember, but I believe it. It's good.
Yeah.
Halfway through season 1.
Yeah, but did we think it was
we'll
good?
see.
We are very tough critics.
Anthologies are difficult.
Yeah, it's like Twilight Zone, where every episode's completely different.
Yeah, there's some
Or Black
amazing
Mirror.
episodes.
And so
that
our special
series.
guest that day will be Chic. It's
Chic
just
again.
Chic.
Cool.
In fact, Just Chic is her Twitch handle. So, sorry, no, I was reading. That's why.
I was thinking like this.
That's
Should
why
just do it
Muhammad
like
said
last
Chic.
week.
Yeah. So sorry because I got her. I don't want to say, but her real name is Bridget. And Bridget is actually our guest for this one. Bridget Fitzgerald is our guest for this
She's
one.
awesome.
Everybody loves Bridget. She's a ton of fun. She does not have a nickname. Actually, she does. It's Smiley Bridge is her nickname.
Yeah.
So Bridget Fitzgerald is our guest. That is tomorrow on the Falling Tower channel at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I wish this wasn't live so I could edit out me butchering the names. Then at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday on the 7th Rule channel, Sirach and I will do our review of Strange New Worlds episode 9. Can you believe we're already almost done with that season?
The penultimate
So sad.
one.
I don't want the game to end.
I know.
So that's Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check that out on the 7th Rule channel. And then
George
lastly,
Kirk, apparently.
oh yeah, actually not quite lastly, on Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time, come back here for a very special Star Trek and Chill live, because it will be the Orville and Chill for the next few weeks, because we're doing the Orville. So the Orville and Chill, in the second half, we stick around for Star Trek and Chill. It is live like this. Hey, we talk about the Orville and we chill. Talk about Star Trek and we chill. We eat chips, whatever. And
Drink it, Bradbridge.
Yep. But the chips are from the UK, so they're really weird. Like, watch this. We have prawn cocktail chips that Melissa thinks are gross. Can you imagine eating a chip that tastes like a prawn cocktail, Melissa?
It sounds disgusting.
We'll see.
So
We're doing taste tests every week of British chips
wretched.
sent in by, crisps sent in by Eve England out in Wales. Shout out to her. She is sleeping right now. And then lastly, on Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time, the 7th Rule is premiering our first segment of Deep Space Nine Season 7, Episode 3, After Image, with Nicole DeBoer, who played Esri Dax. Everybody loves her. She's wonderful. She's amazing. You're going to find great stuff to write about on that episode, John. Mark my words. She's fantastic.
Looking forward.
We're cool too, but it's mostly her. And that's it. The answer is, everybody, you will be surprised to know that the answer is
Moogie.
Moogie. Is it Ayana?
Nod.
Is it Ephra?
It is Neota.
Yeah.
It
It's
is
Neota.
Neota, of course. It is Neota. Wait a minute. David Gregory says black. I'll pass. Oh, he means the prawns.
The
Okay.
prawn.
Oh.
Not about the 7th Rule. No.
One Trek fan says prawn is not a flavor.
Aw, I like shrimp.
No. Even when I wasn't vegetarian, shrimp was not on my menu ever.
Yeah.
Aw.
I loved it. I'm vegetarian too, but I checked, and all of these crisps, even the ones that are like beef flavor, are actually vegetarian. So we're safe.
All right then.
Possible trips.
All right. So that's about it. Before we go, Dr. Mohammed Noor, can you tell everybody where they can find you online if you'd like to be found?
Sure, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as at Mafnoor, M-A-F like in Frank, N like November, O-O-R, or on YouTube as Biotrekkie, B-I-O-T-R-E-K-K-I-E. Thanks.
Melissa Longo with the $1 Million Smile. Where would you like people to find you online?
Thanks. You can find me at Melissa Longo on all of the social medias. Well, the big three. And then the YouTube.
TikTok, Bumble.
No.
Tinder.
Just swipe.
LinkedIn.
I don't know. and the YouTube on Melissa Longo.
Right.
Good follow.
And
Good person to follow.
John Orquiola, if you'd like to be found online or if you'd like to promote anything, now's the time.
Sure, yeah. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Back of the Head. If you want to read the stuff I write, I'm at screenrant.com. And if I can plug a couple of things, coming up this week, on Thursday, I have an interview with Jess Bush, who plays Nurse Chapel on Strange New Worlds.
Wow, very nice.
I also have another. And I also have yes, she is fantastic. And I have another interview coming up, which I just did today with Bruce Horak, who plays Hemmer. And then the Thursday after that, I have an interview with Henry Alonzo Myers, the showrunner of Strange New Worlds, where we're going to do a post-mortem on the season finale, which I have seen, but I can't say.
So let me guess that
you're. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let me guess that your interview with Bruce cannot be released until after Thursday, right?
Well, they're all post-mortems. We go into spoilers, so yes, we can't release anything.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Melissa?
Post-mortems.
Yeah, well, I'm not touching that one.
I was just going to say that I love Jess Bush's accent, her real accent.
Her Australian, yeah, she's Australian. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, she's great.
Galenda says in all capital letters, I love Hemmer.
I do too. Hemmer is fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and everybody, you can find me right here on Virtual Trek Con, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also find me on Falling Tower, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. The Seventh Rule, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also find me as the head of the Cirroc Lofton fan page. What we do is I collect my tears and I send them to him in an envelope, and he burns them.
Oh.
Whoa.
And
That went really dark. I went to a crazy place.
So thank you all, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate your time. Chuck, David, War Dog, Galenda, Linda, Robert Kaiser out in Austria, Rose M. Kirby, get some sleep. It's so late. So good to see you, though. Prince Julius, thanks for joining in, and everybody else that is further up the line on if I scroll. And John Orquiola, thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for giving Anne Marie a shout out. Thanks for writing cool Deep Space Nine stuff that we love to read about. Thanks for hanging out in the Seventh Rule group. Thanks for everything that you do, man.
Oh my God, no, thank you. I have been a fan of the Seventh Rule since you guys were covering season 3, which is when I discovered the show. So
nice.
Yeah, so listen, this has been great. I'm so happy to be here and enjoyed you guys, and hope we can do this again because this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, totally.
Looking forward to it. Melissa, in the live chat, people want you to eat prawns with mayonnaise, so get on that. They didn't really say that. But
I thought
all right. So thank you all. Oh, it's Cerulean Blue and Neil. Thank you also for joining us. One Trek fan. All right, everybody. If you want to see Melissa grossed out with prawns, you know what to do. Put it on the main viewer.